Hi, this is Dee at Aloha Astro, and we're looking at a new moon today in the fixed fire sign of Leo. It occurs at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time, and it will be at 5 degrees 39 minutes of Leo. So let's take a look at the forecast that I've written for today. New moon in Leo, Thursday, July 28th, brings you the opportunity to explore and perhaps become empowered by several Leo archetypes that seek expression in whatever area of life this new moon activates within your own natal chart, as the moon and the sun in Leo form a trine aspect to Jupiter in Aries and an opposition to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Leo and its ruling planet, the sun, are associated with the fifth house of the zodiac wheel, a house of creativity, children, romance and dating, recreation and hobbies, gambling, and competitive sports. The fixed fire sign of Leo can be both royal and loyal in attitude and behavior, ready to quest for a cause or protect friends or family. Think superhero energy. Generosity, charisma, and creative flair are positive Leo attributes, but the tyrant, drama queen, or spoiled child can appear when the Leo shadow side is activated. This new moon can bring both the light and shadow side of Leo into play. Later this evening, the moon will join Mercury in Leo, bringing a fixed T-square involving Mercury in Leo, Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, and Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in Taurus, front and center in your thinking and future planning. Change is truly the only constant and nearly impossible to avoid at this new moon. I suspect you will either be accepting greater responsibility if it is time for you to become more mature, or you may be turning back to the forgotten joys and creativity of your childhood if you have been focusing too much on the material world of work, money, and success. Mercury trine to Chiron retrograde in Aries can help you release childhood trauma or self-doubt, so you can integrate and express both the child and the adult within you in a healthy and balanced way. Artists, performers, athletes, and anyone who has or works with children could find the next 2 weeks to be extremely busy and productive. Anyone with planets in the fixed signs of Leo, Taurus, Scorpio, or Aquarius should expect to feel the pressure to make or respond to major life changes. So let's take a look at how that chart appears right now and see what's going on in the sky. And here we've got our new moon with the sun and moon conjunct at 5 minutes 39 degrees of Leo. Mercury is close by, but not exactly a conjunction. It's 13 degrees away. But as we move forward past that actual exact conjunction, the moon travels quickly. So by the evening, it is bearing down upon that Mercury. And then this T-square is going to be what you're feeling most. I think right around midday, you're going to be feeling this trine to Jupiter and feeling more of the excitement over the possibility of new beginnings, the stimulation of creativity that's going to come from the Aries I am initiating energy and the Leo I create energy. And we've got that opposition there to Pluto retrograde. So basically, it's going to be one way or the other with that opposition. As I mentioned in the forecast, if you've been overworking, if you've not been paying attention to your inner child or perhaps your own children and family, it may be time to cut back a little bit on the work and the go and the quest for power and success, and basically get back to things that are essential on the emotional level for you. And also, if you've been avoiding doing something that you should be doing, perhaps taking some of your own creativity and actually taking it seriously and claiming your power as a creator, treating it as if it is an important part of your life. Maybe for artists and creators particularly, if you've been lacking the self-confidence to market your work or to consider yourself an actual artist, somebody who can support themselves on their creativity, then this is a challenge with this opposition to step into your personal power and make something of yourself and your creativity. And we've got a trine going on, which I didn't mention in the forecast here, but it's helping to offset the T-square, where we've got Mars, Uranus, and the North Node in this T-square with Mercury and Saturn. And that's very much a work, or working at changes type of energy. And we've got the impulse of Mars, the action and impulse. We've got the change, uniqueness, originality factor of Uranus. And then we've got the life lessons, karma, destiny, or purpose energy of the North Node. And these are all joining each other to basically push for some sort of action toward change. And maybe the change is going to come from without, or perhaps it's going to come from within. Maybe you're going to be the one who's taking the action. Maybe you're going to be the one who has to respond. Maybe just being aware that this T-square is in place and that it may be forcing you to make a decision is going to help you to step into more of the sovereignty of Saturn in Aquarius here. Saturn is retrograde, so it may be having a bit more of a challenge in actually establishing foundations or stepping into the authority and mastery. And we've got that push, the activating energy of the T-square, but we also have a supportive trine going on between these Taurus placements and Pluto in Capricorn. So if something comes to when push comes to shove, basically, when something is no longer tolerable or it has to happen, then you're going to be able to tap into the power within yourself. And you may even feel as though you have some divine guidance or dispensation to make that choice or decision and follow your own path or do what you have to do, because Pluto is also supportive. And Neptune's not particularly active in the chart. It's kind of the outlier right now. You can see it's the only mutable planet. Right now we have a very fixed sky as well as strong cardinal energy, but fixed is predominating with the faster moving planets of the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, with Mars. Then we've got Saturn also hanging out in fixed energy, Uranus as well, and we've got the lunar nodes. So stubbornness, follow through, determination, getting things done perhaps that you have not completed from the past, particularly while we have Saturn retrograde in a fixed sign. In order to move toward the future, you might have to unburden yourself of something from the past or clear up some work in order to begin new things. It may be possible that you have an old idea or project that never really took off, and now the retrograde planets may be helping you to go back over those things and make something of them. Perhaps you didn't feel confident enough. Perhaps you didn't know how to go to market with it. Perhaps it wasn't the right time and it wasn't going to become popular or successful back then, but it might be the right time now. So the T-square, even though it is challenging, is actually the driving force behind the lunation right now, and that opposition to Pluto also, because Pluto is a planet of power, transformation, crisis, upheaval. It intensifies everything. It can make things more dramatic, and it's opposing the Sun and the Moon in the sign that's associated with drama. I would expect there may be some fireworks, and people may be a little bit unpredictable right now, but I think it's a lot of roaring and not a lot of biting, actually. I have the feeling that there may be more noise associated with everything and not a lot of actual negative intent to be harmful in any way. People will be reacting and responding to things that they don't like or that feel uncomfortable because of the square between Venus and Cancer, which is very protective and needs oriented and nurturing and wants to be comfortable. And the fact that we do have a nice sextile between Venus and Mars, and when Venus and Mars get chummy, particularly in earth and water signs, oh yeah, we want to be happy, we want to be comfortable, we want to have lots of love and money and all of that. But the square here to Jupiter in Aries, maybe there's something standing in the way, or maybe it's not quite perfect or exactly what we want, or maybe the other person doesn't want to cooperate and see things our way or be there for us. So there can be a little bit of discomfort there, but sometimes being uncomfortable is what it takes for us to actually take an action and do something. It isn't all going to be served up on a silver platter right now. It's going to require some actual intention and follow through. The cardinal energy, we have Venus, Pluto, Jupiter, Chiron in cardinal signs, and they are ordaining boss-like leadership energy, where the idea, it comes into being and then the orders are given, or the mind is set and made up, and then comes the follow through and the hard work. There's not a lot of flexibility and adaptability in the chart, so that might be challenging. The good thing is that the one flexible or adaptable planet there is Neptune, and it's in its ruling sign. So it is a planet of beauty, healing, and inspiration, as well as faith. It can also be the planet of deception and illusion, that is its shadow. However, it's well supported, and I do think that literally where there is a will, which is Pluto in Capricorn, there is a way, which would be the Pisces energy, Neptune in Pisces. So persist, do the work, follow through, and just be prepared for a slightly bumpy ride because of that T-square. But ultimately, I think changes and new beginnings are very empowering, and there's great potential for new beginnings, new friendships, a new, I would say, integration in yourself of your finer qualities and maybe more of that sense of play, sense of joy in humanity that comes about through Leo. I always feel like Leo is the sign that shows the potential of people and what they can become, their finest and best. The ability to be creative, to be friendly, to be supportive of others is all there in Leo. And it has powerful superhero energy. So do make the most of it. Put on your cape and channel your inner hero. And don't be afraid to step up and do the things that you want to do in this lifetime, as we have this nice trine here to Jupiter as well as Chiron in Aries. Follow your heart. Leo is heart-led. All right, let's take a look at the Sabian symbol for the moon and see what we have. We round up to 6 degrees of Leo. A conservative, old-fashioned lady is confronted by a hippie girl. Keynote: the need to transcend our subservience to fashion in morals as well as in clothes. This refers to the ever-changing pageant of social values as ideals of human relationships succeed one another, one generation facing in the next, an antithetic picture of what it has been brought up to consider worthwhile and decent. The confrontation may lead to great bitterness, yet it should show us the impermanence of most of what society impresses upon our collective mentality. This is the first stage of the 26th fivefold sequence of phases of the cyclic process. We are dealing now with cultural values and the emotional impact they have upon our character formation, whereas the first degree of Leo dealt with an individual crisis of reorientation. The 6th degree refers to a collective cultural and social crisis, which challenges us to realize the relativity of social values. Well, that is interesting, and it does seem to make sense based on what is going on politically, socially. This square that's been in place for it's probably a year or more and continues to seem to haunt us and hound us, simply because we have planets that go in retrograde, and every time it seems that Saturn gets moving forward and will fall out of aspect to transiting Uranus, which moves more slowly than Saturn, then we have some retrograding energy going on and we're back to the square. So we have this square going on between Saturn and Aquarius, and Aquarius rules the future of society. It rules humanity as a whole, our social structure and the legal system, the body of laws, and the larger system of politics and law that we have in place, and how it serves society. And then we have Uranus, which is the planet of change, but it's also the ruler of Aquarius, and it's in Taurus, and Taurus is a fixed, stubborn earth sign, and it's been scared of letting go of what is, but change is, again, inevitable, and it may be uncomfortable. It may not always be for the better. There may be losses involved. Taurus rules the second house of money, personal finances, values, and some of Taurus' concerns are pleasure, beauty, harmony, comfort, safety, security. Do I have enough? Am I enough? Will I be protected? Will I be safe? Will my family be safe? I would say that we might not know what's going to happen with the laws or the economy, society, our country. And that applies for everybody worldwide. It's not just here in the United States, but I'm not a political astrologer. It doesn't really interest me that much, but I'm interested enough at this point in my life that I'm forming opinions, and I'm also studying and learning. And I think that that is a good thing that's coming out of this square, is that people can open up their minds and they can seek knowledge or information, that you can't really go live under a rock anymore. One way or another, you're going to be affected by the changes that are taking place. And Aquarius is the sign that has to do with knowledge and truth and information. So with the T-square, especially since it's involving Mercury, we may see in the next 2 weeks, until this fades, we may see that there's greater activism or call for truth, or people becoming more politically active and aware and questioning the things that they are told, as this T-square will be pulling on Mercury, and that is the planet of thinking and communicating. And, you know, on the bigger levels, sometimes we don't care or we don't think about what's going on with the people in suits at the top of the ladder, because, you know, we're down below, and common man is the Leo energy, and the larger society structure, and then the power or authority, the people in control, are here in Pluto and Saturn. And these oppositions are definitely triggering the, hey, how is this affecting me? How is this affecting my kids, my family, my future? So it may be time for people to get more active, start questioning their own reality and the reality of the society that they are living within. All right, until next time at the full moon 2 weeks from now, do take care, stay safe, do be careful in public places with this T-square as well. Whenever you venture forth, in some ways this can feel a little bit Mercury retrogradish. Be prepared for as many eventualities as you can consider when you're out in the world. If you're out for fun, for play, for vacation, with your friends and family, just know that this is an action, friction, very physical type of a T-square. Check your vehicle before you go. Bring enough food and water. Have safety plans. Let people know where you're going. Don't venture off alone. Go with friends. Stay together and stay safe. Take care.